And a happy Wednesday to you. It is the 24th of February, 2021. Eric Granstrom filling in for Dan Kuntz on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. And look at that. Look at that behind me. Holy cow, what a gorgeous morning. A hump day on the banks of the Columbia River. I'll be here for the next, 8.5 minutes. To get you through a Hump Day Wednesday on the morning program today. We will meet a couple of our candidates, two more candidates for the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant coming your way on Saturday. Today we'll introduce you to Brooke Perez and Alex Toth. That'll be later on in the last half of the program. Also this morning I have a special little something right over here for our obscure holiday. I'll tell you about that coming up. Also, weather forecast. Nice day today, but will it last? And how much wind are we expecting? Get the latest on our forecast details. Also, I was just reading this about a new tax that is making its way through the legislature in Washington, putting a tax on your sugary drink. Yes, that means even your morning coffee. We'll talk more about that on the program here this morning. Before we get into it all, though, we take a look around the valley, and we'll start things off with this gorgeous view from up at Wenatchee Heights, looking down on the Columbia River below, and we say good morning to Wenatchee and East Wenatchee. Don't want to be too loud this morning because it is early. Our, of course, look around the Valley View camera is brought to you by Sky-Fi Wireless Network from LocalTel. Holy cow, look at that. What a difference a few days makes as far as the weather is concerned. You can still see a riffle on the water. That means the wind's blowing a little bit this morning. We're expecting more winds here off and on throughout the next several days as well. Good morning, Wenatchee and East Wenatchee, and welcome to your Wednesday. To camera 2 we'll go and see if it's equally as beautiful. I think so. Is this McNeil Canyon? What are we looking at here, Megan? Oh, Blag. Okay, all right. Up in the upper reaches of the valley. And oh, look at the snow and look at the sunshine caressing our hills today. I don't know how warm we're going to actually get today, but beautiful to look at if you can just kind of camp out inside. You know, we are blessed to be able to look at these Sky-Fi cameras here. We've had tons of people email us, message us, call us and say, hey, how do we get those cameras? How do we look at those? Well, sorry, it's kind of a quiet thing around here that we get a chance to do it. Thanks to LocalTel and Sky-Fi Wireless Network. Camera 3 will go and say good morning to Rock Island, I think, right? Oh, Union Valley. Oh, okay. Boy, I missed that one by a bunch. But good morning, Union Valley, as we look off in the distance. And yeah, just a gorgeous morning. In fact, beautiful looking off to the west and no clouds on the horizon. That means it might be a better day traveling in the higher elevations of Washington, although very slippery up there. All right, camera 4, we will say hello. I have not the first clue. I think, is that the Columbia in the foreground there? Waterville. Okay. Sure, I'll take your word for it. Well, that is the Columbia River down below us. All right. It's kind of hard to tell in the shadows there this morning. But good morning and happy Wednesday here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. As far as our forecast is concerned, it's going to be nice today. It's going to give us this blessed sunshine. For the day, 44 are expected high. We're off to a chilly start, just below freezing, so some ice on the windshield as you get up and get going to work this morning. Take some extra time to clear that off. Also, area side streets and sidewalks and parking lots and things like that going to be a little slippery as you head to work this morning. Yeah, clear skies, sunny skies, 44 degrees today. Tonight we'll see clear skies early, but then showers coming late in the night and tomorrow morning with maybe a chance of snow to start off our Thursday, believe it or not. 30, the overnight low tonight. Tomorrow's high 46. After the snow showers that are possible in the morning hours, we'll see windy conditions and maybe some sunshine parting the skies as well. The winds gusting tomorrow up to 24 miles per hour. 46 are expected high tomorrow, so definitely a mixed bag for your Thursday. Thursday night, we'll see clouds and showers continuing with a possible chance of a light dusting of snow. Also, winds continuing as well, gusting to 30 miles an hour overnight on Thursday night. Low temperatures expected around 33 as we look into the start of our weekend on Friday. Friday morning, we'll start with showers, maybe some snow showers off and on. In fact, the Weather Service is saying until about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then whatever rain, snow we get could turn to rain in the afternoon with a few sun breaks. High temperature on Friday, 46. The overnight low Friday night, heading into Saturday, 29 degrees with clearing skies, and we should be clear for the weekend and dry. High temperatures in the middle 40s, nighttime lows in the low 30s. Extended forecast looking ahead at peak at next week. Still dry and still warm. In fact, Grant was telling me yesterday, by the end of next week, we could be well into the 50s, the upper 50s, he says. There you see upper 40s for the first part of the week next week. In the Wenatchee Valley this morning, we have clear skies and 30 degrees as we look at our normal high for today. Well, yesterday's high, by the way, 45 degrees. 29 was the overnight low last night. Record high for today was set in 1991 of 59. The record low 13 in 1993. Our rainfall is still at 0.8 of an inch for the month of February. Record high temperature for today, 63 set in 1968. The record low, 14 in 2019. Sunrise this morning at 6:50. The sun will set tonight at 5:39. Sunrise tomorrow morning a couple of minutes earlier at 6:48. The sun will set at 5:40. So we're still averaging about 3-4 minutes of extra daylight per day here in north central Washington. As far as the passes are concerned, well, as we get through the week, it gets a little better and better as we go. Snoqualmie Pass, first thing you're going to see is not all the white. Yeah, you can actually see some of the road surface on that particular camera at Snoqualmie Pass. Traction tires are advised on I-90 Snoqualmie this morning. Currently scattered clouds, 25 degrees at the summit. Snow and ice on the roadway. Again, a traction advisory is the posting now at I-90 Snoqualmie Pass. Stevens Pass this morning, a traction tire requirement because of the slick conditions. There you see it with still snow on the roadway. That means change required for the big rigs. In fact, when I was going over last weekend, police had pulled over a truck at the summit that didn't have chains on. For goodness sakes, get those chains on if you're required to do so. Snow and ice on the roadway at Stevens Pass, currently 21 degrees under overcast skies. Blewett Pass is going to be a little slick this morning as well. A traction advisory there under clear skies and a chilly 17 at the summit of Blewett Pass. Compact snow and ice on the roadway under clear skies at Blewett, and again a traction advisory. And just a peek down at White Pass for those that travel towards the southern reaches, maybe heading out of Yakima. Snow and slush on the roadway at US 12 White Pass with clear skies and 25 degrees. There is a traction requirement in effect. You can get the latest on the passes by going to the DOT's website, wsdot.com, and just look for mountain passes. And if you want to see the images we just showed you, you can click on the cameras as well here on the website. As we get through the morning hours, 8 minutes into it, and just a little sneak peek again. I don't know if you got those photos we put in there, but we can maybe get a sneak peek, Megan, of our candidates that we will be introducing you to today. That is Alex Toth. She is the daughter of Andrew and Connie Toth. We will get a little sit-down interview with Alex coming up this morning here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Also, Brooke Perez. There's Brooke. She is the daughter of Luis and Sunday Perez. She's a violinist, competitive gymnast, and dancer. Works at Wenatchee Dental. Candidate Brooke Perez going to be first in the lineup this morning as we get through the last half of the program, as we get ready for the Cashmere Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant. Our coverage on Saturday begins live at 6 o'clock with a countdown to coronation. That'll be followed at 7 by the pageant itself. Join 1974 Queen Julie Agins-Kuntz and myself for all the coverage coming up this Saturday at the Numerica Performing Arts Center. We'll take a break at 9 minutes past the hour. Come back, get you the latest local news coming up next. Thanks for tuning in to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley.
Low prices. Every aisle. Every department. Every day. We're working to save you money. Winco.
Now in Wenatchee at 1340 North Wenatchee Avenue.
Having a relationship with your pediatrician is so important. Feeling that sense of trust, that is priceless. I tell everybody about CBCH. I love it there. When I make an appointment, I don't have to take an entire day off. As a working mom, my life is really busy. Family time is everything. That's what we all work towards. And I feel like CBCH respects that.
It's a Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, this 24th of February 2021. Eric Granstrom filling in for Dan Kuntz under clear skies and 30 degrees here in the Wenatchee Valley, reaching for a high temperature in the middle 40s today with sunshine throughout. Let's take a look at your latest local news this morning. Wildlife officers on Sunday managed to successfully track, tranquilize, and relocate a cougar that had been roaming into the populated areas of Leavenworth. Leslie Spangler, who lives on Benton Street, caught these images of the captured animal who had climbed onto her fenced patio Sunday morning. Department of Fish and Wildlife agents shot the cougar with a tranquilizer dart and released it again into the wild far from town. Spangler said it was a thrilling event to wake up to her own backyard, and she's grateful the officers were able to catch the wildcat without lethal force. So successful, hopefully, end to that story there with a wayward cougar in Leavenworth. Well, the Soap Lake Police Department issued a statement Monday defending its decision to hire Reserve Officer Shane Jones, who was arrested last week for the third time since 2006 for drunken driving. In the statement, the department said it stands by its hiring process and the work it did to vet Jones before he was hired late last year. Despite his past problems, the police department said they believe in rehabilitation. Jones was found in a Soap Lake police car in a ditch in Franklin County last Thursday after allegedly being involved in a hit and run. He was immediately fired after his latest arrest. Jones is required to have an ignition interlock on his vehicle, but was granted a waiver for his department-issued patrol car, but only during working hours. Because he was not on duty during the latest incident, he has also been charged with stealing the patrol car. Well, a 19-year-old East Wenatchee man is suspected of selling thousands of dollars worth of fentanyl. The Luis Alberto Fierro allegedly sold the powerful opioid in pill form to police informants in a sting operation carried out over the last 3 months. Columbia River Drug Task Force says Fierro sold about 1,000 pills in each transaction before officers arrested him at a motel in Moses Lake last Friday. Fierro faces possible charges including drug sale and conspiracy, as well as firearms charges for a stolen handgun he was allegedly carrying. Well, after several employees tested positive for COVID-19, the Grant County Sheriff's Office announced Tuesday that their administrative offices in Ephrata have been closed until March 8th. The department said the closure will not impact emergency and non-emergency calls for service. However, new concealed pistol licenses and pre-employment fingerprinting will not be available until the offices reopen. Well, speaking of COVID-19, vaccine shipment arrived Monday at the Town Toyota Center. That will allow the mass vaccination site to stay open this entire week. The Chelan Douglas Health District had only scheduled Monday and Tuesday vaccinations at the site as weather delays throughout the country slowed delivery of the vaccine. There will now be 900 second doses and 150 first doses available for today, tomorrow, and Friday. Anyone due for a second dose should have received an email with a registration link, but scheduling can also be done on-site using your vaccination card. Appointments for first doses are done through the state's Prep Mod website after determining eligibility through the Find Your Phase website. Appointments can also be made by calling this number, 1-800-525-0127. That's 1-800-525-0127. Well, the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines are key weapons in the war on COVID-19, and more vaccines are on the way. But storing these delicate materials has been an issue as health agencies try to inoculate those most in need. NCW Life Channel's Jefferson Robbins reports the Chelan Douglas Health District wants to take a lead role in safeguarding the vaccines for the 4 counties for North Central Washington.
With federal health dollars available from FEMA, Chelan Douglas Health District Administrator Luke Davies said Monday he wants to buy a super cold storage solution. for the region's COVID-19 vaccines.
And what this allows us to do is allows the health district to have autonomy, just like we do for measles, the flu vaccine, and others, to be a vaccine provider.
If successful, the purchase would make Davies East Wenatchee Agency the main storage point for vaccines serving Chelan, Douglas, Grant, and Okanagan counties. Davies won approval Monday from the District Board of Health to take bids on ultra-cold freezer equipment. The two vaccines now in circulation from Pfizer and Moderna both require cold storage, but their requirements differ. When frozen, the Pfizer vaccine must be kept to at least minus 76 degrees. Moderna only requires 5-degree freezing. Davies says he wants to explore the super cold option for Pfizer, the vaccine that's now in use at the Town Toyota Center vaccination site.
If we become a Pfizer site, it means that we have a lot more potential to do more. And as this technology progresses in the future, and we look at Pfizer and mRNA technology moving forward, it would be very beneficial for us to be able to store it here and to potentially distribute it from here to partners in Grant and Okanagan, do mobile clinics, etc.
Davies says it's also an effort to plan for the next 2 to 3 years of pandemic defense, once large-scale vaccination has been achieved.
In the long term, we are looking at potentially doing boosters, depending on mutations of the coronavirus and as it travels through the population. You know, the coronavirus is very much like the flu in the terms that it's an annual virus that cycles through. The common cold, but COVID-19 is a lot more virulent, a lot deadlier.
Small ultra-cold storage can cost $3,000 to $4,000. Right now, Confluence Health is the main storage site for local coronavirus vaccines, holding up to 20,000 doses. Davies says he'd like capacity to store 5,000 to 10,000 doses at a cost up to $15,000, plus backup generator power that could cost from $3,000 to $20,000. Jefferson Robbins, NCW Life.
Thank you much, Jefferson. 17 minutes past the hour. One more story to add here this morning. King 5 is reporting that your favorite soda, juice, and sweetened coffee drinks would likely get more expensive under the latest tax proposal being debated in Olympia. Modeled after a similar ordinance in Seattle, Senate Bill 5371 would charge beverage distributors $1.75 for every ounce of a sweetened drink that has more than 20 calories in a 12-ounce serving. That would make a 12-ounce can of regular soda cost an additional 21 cents. Bill sponsored said while other cities and communities around the country have similar taxes, Washington would be the first in the nation to establish a statewide tax on sweet drinks. Funds raised would support public health programs and fund what backers called a health equity account for communities of color. Dr. Ruchi Kapoor with the American Heart Association testified in favor of the move. He said, quote, "It's both a tool for improving health outcomes and raising critical funds to invest in communities that have long experienced health inequalities." The lawmakers heard testimony from business owners and grocery, food, and beverage industry representatives that have long make that to say that the tax would be bad for business. Debbie Breezy owns Tacoma's Cloverleaf Pizza and told senators the pandemic has caused a 30% decline in business. Republican Representative Ed Orcutt of Kalama said the public does not support new taxes. He said, quote, "From what I'm hearing from people all over the state is, please don't raise the gas tax. Please don't institute a capital gains income tax." He said lawmakers can pass a balanced budget without additional taxes and without having to make any cuts. You can go to king5.com to read more about that and exactly which beverages might be impacted by a new sweet beverage tax here in Washington. 30 degrees under clear skies in downtown Wenatchee, 19 minutes past the hour. If you have an update for us on the news, we'll tell you how you can get a hold of us in just a moment. First, Grant has a preview of what's coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News. Grant?
Thanks, Eric, and good morning. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, another nice day is expected across our area once again today, but by tomorrow, back to wind and the wet stuff. I'll have all the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. And Eric, you'll continue your double duties with a look at all the day's sports action. That and the latest news headlines coming up tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope to see you then. Eric?
Thank you much, Grant. Yeah, coming up in sports in just a few moments, we'll get you up to date on the latest on Tiger Woods after a severe car crash. He was injured yesterday. Lucky to be alive today. We'll tell you more about that in sports news coming up. If you have an update for us on what's happening in news in your neighborhood, well, reach out to us. Let us know about it. You can email us directly at news@ncwlife.com. There's a way to get to us as well on our contact page on our website at ncwlife.com. You can reach out to us through our Facebook page via Messenger. That gets right to our news staff here at the NCW Life channel. You can also hopefully friend us and like us while you're there on our Facebook page. And of course, there's the old-fashioned dial us up. 888-NCWL. That's 888-6295. Those are the ways you can reach out to us and let us know what's happening in your neighborhood. If you have a hot breaking news tip, let us know, and we'll be sure and share it with the rest of our audience, both here on TV as well as our Facebook page here on the NCW Life channel. We'll take a brief break, come back, sports news on the way next, and a interesting obscure holiday. We'll talk about that coming up here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley.
Join the NCW Life channel for coverage of the Cashmere Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant Saturday, February 27th. The countdown to coronation begins at 6 with the pageant to follow at 7. Coverage is sponsored by Harvest Valley Pest Control, Laura Mounter Real Estate, and Earthwise Pet. The Cashmere Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant is available only on the NCW Life channel, your local TV station.
If you are looking for dependable car service and repair, visit the good guys at Quick Lube and Tune. They've been keeping cars and trucks in the Wenatchee Valley running smooth for 35 years. Quick Lube and Tune is your hometown shop for a 10-minute oil change, complete tune-ups, alignments, brakes, mufflers, air conditioning service, and more. Get more life out of your vehicle by bringing it to the local guys you can trust at Quick Lube and Tune on South Wenatchee Avenue.
22 minutes past the hour here on a Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, this 24th of February, 2021. Filling in for Dan Kuntz, I'm Eric Grandstrom here as we check your latest local sports and worldwide sports news yesterday. Tiger Woods recovering from surgery at Harbor UCLA Medical Center today after being involved in a horrific one-vehicle crash yesterday morning. Woods was reportedly headed for a shoot prior to the Genesis Invitational Golf Tournament at Riviera Country Club in Pacific Palisades, California. The car he was driving hit the median at a high rate of speed, may have flipped end for end, ending up on the driver's side door on a hillside. Tiger had to be extricated from the car using the jaws of life. According to a report with ESPN, Woods underwent surgery to repair significant injuries to his lower right leg, including multiple open fractures. According to a release on Tiger's Twitter account, he is awake, responsive, and recovering in his hospital room. The 45-year-old recently underwent back surgery and was hoping to begin rehab shortly to make it back on the golf circuit in time for the Masters in April. Now prayers are being said just so Tiger can be able to walk again and play with his children. Arizona State shot blistering 50% from the field, including 10 three-pointers to blow out the Washington Huskies last night at Pac-12 play. 97-64 the final last night on the hardwoods. Hamir Wright threw down a dunk for the Huskies with 6:13 left in the first half. That cut the Sun Devils' lead to 5 at 30-25, but it seemed to ignite a fire in ASU. They went on from there on a 19-4 run, led it by 20 at half. Marcus Sanonis had 16 points to lead Washington. Jamal Bay added 12. Husky coach Mike Hopkins says his team started the game with turnovers, and it just seemed to go downhill from there on.
One of the keys was not limit turnovers. And, I think some of our first possessions, we had 4 early before the first timeout. And they got it out in transition. We didn't do a good enough job getting back, stopping the ball. And it just kept snowballing. They had a really good offensive night. They made a lot of shots. And all the things that we talk about, putting on the foul line, getting back in transition. I don't think, even at the beginning of the game, I don't think they were great in the half court. I thought it's a more transition, more one-on-one breakdown where we fouled them and got into that hole. And it's hard to dig out of a hole on the road, especially.
Washington dropped to 4-14 on the season in Pac-12 play, 5-18 overall. They'll face Arizona State again tomorrow night. In fact, let's take a look at that schedule of men's basketball the rest of the week. UW ASU game tips at 4 tomorrow on FS1, also at 4 o'clock. Number 1 Gonzaga faces Santa Clara and Spokane on CBSSN. Then at 8 o'clock on FS1, it's Washington State at Arizona. The men will take the court again Saturday when Washington plays at Arizona at noon on CBS. Washington visits Arizona State at 1:30 on the Pac-12 network. That's Washington State. Gonzaga has an evening game at home against Loyola Marymount with an 8 o'clock tip time. Ladies are back on the floor coming up tomorrow. Number 21 Gonzaga is home against Pepperdine at 6 o'clock. They'll turn around for another home game Saturday afternoon at 1 against Loyola Marymount. Then on Sunday, Haley Van Lith's Louisville Cardinals travel to Notre Dame at 9 in the morning. Washington plays Washington State Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock. Well, the Seattle Mariners are in serious damage control after their CEO stepped down Monday following his embarrassing remarks regarding personnel to a Bellevue Rotary Club. Part of the recovery lands on the shoulders of team leaders such as Marco Gonzalez. Now in his 7th Major League season, Gonzalez says he knows the truth about the culture in the organization and that the Mariners' comments, or that Mather's comments, do not reflect that.
It's an unfortunate distraction for this group, but the positive is that we've built a really solid culture here over the last couple of years. We built a culture in which the players are beginning to run and guide the direction of this team, and this is something that we will move on from. Our group will come together on, and although it's been a distraction, I think it's something that it shows us how strong our culture is, to show how much this is singled out, a certain person. This is a special group here, and I think we'll only move forward to better days ahead.
Gonzalez says he and the rest of the team are really trying to focus on baseball rather than what's happening in the Mariners front office.
Just to have our entire group here, to see some familiar faces, meet some new guys. And one thing that I've noticed that's different about this camp is just the energy. I mean, there's just a buzz. It feels different. And we know that we have special talent, but more importantly, I think we have better character here in camp. So it's been a lot of fun being around these guys. Everyone's working their tails off, and it's all business. We're itching to get to work. We got live BPs today and tomorrow, and we're itching to get these games underway and see what this team can do.
Mariner manager Scott Service was able to address the media and the topic at hand for the first time yesterday. He says he hopes his players are able to shake this off and just concentrate on baseball.
The last 2 days have been extremely difficult for everybody in our organization. Players, coaches, staff, all employees, and everyone that's got pride in being a Mariner was hurt by that inaccurate comments that were made. And for me personally, I got to say, I was very angry. I was embarrassed, and I'm frustrated. And I'm frustrated because I know how hard we are working as a group. Coaches, strength coaches, players, front office, and everybody involved, how hard we're working to create a culture that we're proud of. And I feel very strong we've done a lot to do that. Again, and that's why the last couple of days have been so hurtful. That being said, I made the comment when we opened up camp. I love this team. I really do. And the reason I say that is because the character of the group of people that we have in our clubhouse around our team, starting with the players, it's a special group. And we talk about how talented they are, and they're young and they're coming, but it's a special group.
Mariners had their first full squad workout yesterday after position players arrived in camp over the weekend. Their scheduled game has been moved from Saturday to Sunday to open up Cactus League play in Arizona in Peoria at 1:10 in the afternoon Sunday against San Diego. Mariners will play 27 games this spring before they get ready for the regular season to kick off April 1st at home against the San Francisco Giants at T-Mobile Park. 30 minutes past the hour here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley for a Wednesday, hump day on the banks of the river. And I'm going to hold on to the morning slurp until we talk about our obscure holiday today, because I'm going to need a slurp after our discussion of the obscure holiday, because today is one of my favorite days of the year. Actually, every day for me is National Tortilla Chip Celebration Day. There you go, National Tortilla Chip Day today. Much to the chagrin of my wife. I'm not sure what it is, but I just have to have, whenever I have a sandwich, I have to have that crunch. I have to have a chip. You know, I don't have to. It's not a matter of life or death, but it just seems that my sandwich is not complete without some chips on the side. The triangle-shaped tortilla chip was popularized by Rebecca Webb Carranza in the 1940s as a way to make use of misshapen tortillas ejected from the automated tortilla manufacturing machine that she and her husband used in their Mexican delicatessen and tortilla factory in southwest Los Angeles. Carranza found that the discarded tortillas cut into triangles and fried were a popular snack. She sold them for a dime a bag at their tortilla factory. In 1994, Carranza received the Golden Tortilla Award for her contribution to the Mexican food industry. Today, National Chip Day, so I have my favorite nacho cheese Doritos. This whole trend of what's going on these days with the hot stuff. Do you even eat chips? I know you're a healthy person, Megan. Do you even eat chips? Oh, you do? Oh, okay. Oh, see, and there's that smell. Okay, she said she doesn't eat healthy. Okay, well, that's good. I feel good about that. There's just that smell. Now, when I was a kid, my dad was a logger growing up, and so we lived in town until I was about 12 years old. Then we moved out to the country. But while we were in town, when I was a kid, my dad would send my brother and I down in Cedar Woolley, Washington. It's a true story. He'd send us out with a 5-gallon bucket, and we would collect railroad spikes for his logging business, because they used railroad spikes to put the cables into the stumps to hold the yarder up and things like that. It's all a logging industry thing. Anyway, he'd pay us 10 cents per railroad spike we'd find off the nearby. Yeah, my brother and I was probably 6, my brother was 11, and we're walking on the railroad tracks picking up spikes that had shaken loose out of the railroad ties. And so we'd take those back to the house, and Dad would pay us up for that. And then we'd walk down to the nearby grocery store, or the little mini mart, and we would get a bag of Doritos. Now, back then, they just started putting the cheese on the Doritos. So then we'd have this challenge as we'd walk along the railroad tracks again, looking for more spikes, to see who could find the cheesiest chip in the bag. Now, kids today, you don't have to worry about the cheesiest chip in the bag. They figured out some sort of magical way to get the chip completely cheesy on both sides. I don't know how that happens, but in celebration of National Tortilla Chip Day, nacho cheese. For real. See, now I want a sandwich. Celebration of Tortilla Chip Day. Now we can do the morning slurp, because I told you, we need that. Maybe you join me for the tortilla chip crunch this morning. But now it's time for the morning slurp, so I can clear things up so we can talk about other things this morning here on Wake Up Wenatchee. So join me, grab a cup of Joe, grab a cup of whatever you're drinking this morning, water, whatever. Let's have the morning slurp. There you go. Did I spill all over the place? Today, National Tortilla Chip Day. I celebrate big time. All right, let's get on here with a day in history. 1836, on this date, in San Antonio, Texas, Colonel William Travis issued a call for help on behalf of the Texan troops defending the Alamo, an old Spanish mission and fortress under siege by the Mexican army. In February of that year, a large Mexican force commanded by General Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna arrived suddenly in San Antonio. Travis and his troops took shelter in the Alamo, where they soon were joined by a volunteer force led by Colonel James Bowie. Santa Anna's troops, 5,000. They were outnumbered. They called for help. They only got 32 to show up from a nearby town. It was big-time trouble. But at least before they all died in the Alamo, they took out a lot of those Mexican soldiers, so much so that later in the Texas Revolution, at a crucial battle of San Jacinto, in April of that year. Texas soldiers, commanded by Sam Houston, defeated Santa Anna's army, spurred on by the yell of "Remember the Alamo." There you go. Alamo. The fall of Alamo took place on this date in 1836. On this date in 1988, U.S. Supreme Court votes 8-0 to overturn the $200,000 settlement awarded to the Reverend Jerry Falwell for his emotional distress at being parodied in Hustler magazine. It was in 1983 that Hustler ran a piece about Falwell's first experience. He took him to court. He won, but Larry Flint, the publisher of Hustler, took him to court, took it all the way to Supreme Court, as a matter of fact. And on this date in 1988, Supreme Court unanimously overturned the lower court's decision, ruling that although in poor taste, Hustler's parody fell within the First Amendment's protection of freedom of speech and press. It was a big deal back in 1988. Also on this date in 1991, after 6 weeks of intensive bombing against Iraq and its armed forces, U.S.-led coalition forces launched a ground invasion of Kuwait and Iraq. President Bush addressed the nation on this day.
The liberation of Kuwait has now entered a final phase. I have complete confidence in the ability of the coalition forces swiftly and decisively to accomplish their mission. Tonight, as this coalition of countries seeks to do that which is right and just, I ask only that all of you stop what you are doing and say a prayer for all the coalition forces, and especially for our men and women in uniform, who this very moment are risking their lives for their country and for all of us. May God bless and protect each and every one of them, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you very much.
As it became known, the first Gulf War went to the ground on the attack on this date in 1991. Celebrating birthdays today, he's bad to the bone. George Thorogood is celebrating his birthday. He was born on this date in 1950. He's 70 years old today. A blues rock guitarist, was born in Wilmington, Delaware. He and the Destroyers, of course. Their debut album released in 1977. Of course, the biggest album they had was Bad to the Bone in 1982 that included the song title as well as Moving On Over. George Thorogood, happy birthday today. 1955, born on this date, Steve Jobs in San Francisco, California. Inventor, entrepreneur, and businessman, Jobs co-founded Apple Computer from his parents' garage in 1976. Then went on to found Next and Pixar before returning to Apple in 1996. He oversaw the introduction of the iMac, iTunes, iPod, iPad, and the iPhone, helping Apple become one of the most valuable companies in the world. Of course, Steve Jobs passed away of pancreatic cancer at 56 in 2011. Steve Jobs, born on this date in 1955. Also, pound for pound, one of the greatest fighters of all time, was born on this date in 1977. Floyd Mayweather Jr. is having a birthday today. Mayweather, undefeated as a professional boxer, a 5-division world champion. Mayweather won 12 world titles and the championship in 4 different weight classes. His professional record, 49-0, 26 by knockout. Floyd Mayweather's birthday today. Happy birthday to the pugilist. 38 minutes past the hour here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Still to come on the morning update, or on the Wake Up Wenatchee program today, we're going to introduce you next to a couple of more candidates for the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant coming your way on Saturday. Brooke Perez and Alex Toth on the way. Also, Mike Magnati with his opinion as we continue to celebrate National Tortilla Day today. It's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley for a Wednesday.
The 2021 models are arriving at Sangster Motors. General Motors is on the move with the all-new 2021 Yukon. Yukon is redesigned from the ground up with a bold new look and all the latest technology. Also new is the Canyon AT4 pickup. This off-road equipped mid-size truck will challenge any rival for performance and value. Both of these models will offer Duramax diesel options for maximum power and economy. The American Challenge is game on at Sangster Motors now.
How much are you paying for adult, family, or assisted living? Epladolin Retirement and Assisted Living offers one-bedroom apartments for one affordable price. Their rates are all-inclusive. No nickel or diming or sudden increases, just one set price. You or your loved one will receive good food and excellent care in a relaxed, home-like environment. Stop on by for a tour to see if the Epladolin family is the right choice for you.
Family-owned and operated Epladolin Retirement and Assisted Living in Cashmere. Affordable care.
Collins Fashions is looking forward to spring, but we know we still have many cool days ahead. So come help us transition from winter to spring and enjoy great savings on quality jeans, tees, sweaters, jackets, vests, coats, etc., etc. Jackets and coats are now 50% off and boots, and take an extra 20% off on red tag clothing. Spring fashions are arriving daily, so pop in and see colors and fashions that will freshen your wardrobe. Brighton's spring collection, handbags, and jewelry will definitely delight you. Collins Fashions, where fun meets fashion in downtown Wenatchee.
Wenatchee Power Sports not only has a new owner, but an all-new attitude to match. Speaking of attitude, check out the 2021 models arriving now. Polaris snowmobiles, ATVs, and side-by-sides. Yamaha motorcycles, watercraft, ATVs, and side-by-sides. KTM motorcycles, and the latest edition Beta high-performance motorcycles. Coming this fall, a huge demo event featuring the latest and hottest off-road machines. It's all at the retuned Wenatchee Power Sports, where maximum performance is a way of life. 3031 GS Center Road in North Wenatchee, open Tuesday through Saturday. It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, we have one of those Amazon Alexa things in our house, in the kitchen. We yell at her to play music. I like the blues. Rosie likes to play easy jazz and bossa nova. I wish she got that, I don't know. But we tell, we tell Alexa to put stuff on our shopping list all the time. It's pretty cool. We say, Alexa, put, eggs on the shopping list, and she does, okay? It's pretty cool, actually. But when my son Tony was home visiting this summer, he put his hat over the Alexa device and he told us that he didn't believe we'd have one of those things in our house. When I asked him why, he said, this thing was just letting Jeff Bezos and Homeland Security listen into our private conversations. Well, I told him, look, if Jeff Bezos and the government really wants to listen to Rosie and I arguing about who's going to do the dishes or what kind of pizza we're going to order, they are more than welcome. This is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and that's my opinion.
Are you ready to freshen up your home? Boswell's expansive 2-story showroom is filled with high-quality furniture that's always discounted to give you their best price every day. Boswell's is receiving new furniture deliveries each week, so you'll be sure to find just what you need for your home without the wait. Complimentary design assistance and free local delivery. Superior customer service and the best value for your money. Start at Boswell's on Easy Street. It's closer than you think.
You love to help others. You need a solid career. You can have it all with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take patient vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain medical records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, visit chartercollege.edu because we work to get you to work.
Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue.
Currently, Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is open for dine-in and take-out. Owner Justin Hefner and his staff are just as excited as you to get back to their regularly scheduled full menu, music, and poker. So stay tuned. Meanwhile, Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is serving a limited menu for lunch and dinner, dine-in or take-out.
Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere, the coolest place in town.
You don't have to be a member to enjoy the view and dine-in style at Highlander Bar and Grill in East Wenatchee. Highlander Grill offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner with dine-in or take-out options. Highlander Grill's friendly staff is here to serve you 7 days a week this winter. Contact Shalane, Highlander Grill's site coordinator, to schedule your corporate event or special occasion.
Thanks for joining us here on the NCW Life Channel as we interview the top 10 candidates. I'm Eric Grandstrom, and our coverage on the NCW Life Channel is brought to you in part by Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa. Great service with a personal touch. That's their commitment to you. Next up on our candidate interviews, we have Brooke Perez, who is the daughter of Luis and Sunday Perez. Hi, Brooke. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. So, tell us just a little bit about yourself before we dive into these questions.
I actually have a fun fact.
Oh.
I actually love to sing, but no one's ever heard me sing. Usually you'll find me singing if I'm concentrating on homework, like doing an essay. It kind of helps me focus.
So why don't we hear you sing?
I'm really shy about my singing. Usually comes out more in my dance and violin.
Okay, all right. Yes, we'll talk about that violin here. In fact, what is it that you love about playing violin?
My favorite part, getting to be a part of one song from the cello, the bass, the viola, and then me as the violin. All together we create this harmony, and then just being able to be a part of that and have my own sound is really special.
Life Skills Room. You're a volunteer for the Life Skills Room. Yes. I don't even know what that is. What is that?
So the Life Skills Room is a room for the special needs.
Okay.
So I volunteered to be like a teacher's assistant. So I'll go in there and I will play games with the kids. Usually we start with our everyday jobs. So we'll go downstairs to the cafeteria and clean the tables. We'll come back up. And to be more productive, we have to do like communication games, and then they'll be rewarded with a game of Uno, which is their favorite. So that gets really fun.
Okay, gotcha. Why did you decide to run for Apple Blossom?
I decided to run for Apple Blossom because ever since I was little, I have always wanted to wear high heels and a dress. My mom and I would go to the store and I would only wear high heels, and we had to walk around in Sears to make sure they made noise. I would call them clickety-clops. And even on snowy days, I would wear a dress. My mom would make me wear jeans underneath. And if it was snowing, I'd wear boots, and she'd put pennies on the heels of my shoes so they would make noise.
Oh, that's awesome. You mentioned your brother as your inspiration. Yes. Why?
My brother Brandon is my inspiration because he was born with Charge syndrome, He wasn't supposed to live past the age of 2, but he lived to be 24 years old. It's just so inspiring to me that he was able to live that long and to be able to adapt to our world, being deaf and blind, and communicate. I think that's just, it's impossible, but it's a miracle.
What's been the most challenging thing for you during this pandemic?
Being separated from the people that I love, the people that I want to be social with. It's keeping me away from doing dance competitions, having an audience, being with my friends, and being a part of our senior celebration and graduation. It's kind of hard to not be able to have those social gatherings as we used to.
What's the number one thing that adults need to understand about teenagers?
We need more community-based involvement. We need more. I enjoy what we have right now, but I feel like we could use some more diversity in our programs and something that can really pull kids out of their shells and make them a part of our community.
For someone who's not from here, what would you tell them is the best thing about the Wenatchee Valley?
Obviously, Apple Blossom Festival. I mean, it is the oldest major festival in Washington State, so I think it'd people would really want to be a part of our food fair, Chief for a day, Apple Blossom royalty, of course. So I'd say that's the most important thing.
So it's the night of the 27th, and you're queen. Who do you thank?
I'd thank my dad, my mom, my miracle of a brother up in heaven, and just all of our directors, Miss Debbie, Miss Kathy, and Darcy. They have all shaped me into who I am, and of course, all of the people that have done our lessons, you teaching us how to be. It's just such an honor to have people that are willing to help us.
Anything else we need to know about Brooke before we let you go?
I think you should know that I love to talk in accents.
Talk in accents?
Yes, I like to talk in a British accent with my friends. It's kind of
just a little something different. Well, there you go. Brooke Perez, one of our top 10 candidates, chip chip perio, or something like that. That's why I don't do it. But be sure and tune in for Brooke and all the rest of the top 10. They've done such a great job, and we look forward to watching them the night of Pageant on the 27th. Our countdown to coronation starts at 6 o'clock, and then, of course, the Cashmere Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant starts at 7 right here on the NCW Life Channel.
There are so many possibilities for you to learn local right here at Wenatchee Valley College. Take classes towards a degree or certificate in more than 50 areas of study. Wenatchee Valley College now offers a large variety of virtual classes, including labs, sign language, music, and machining, and they have the resources to help you succeed in virtual classes. So when a college degree is your goal, learn local at Wenatchee Valley College.
Doghouse Motorsports just won Best Motorsports Store for the 7th year in a row. Is it the great facility? Is it the fantastic products? Or is it?
I'm Bobby.
And I'm Tamer.
I'm Mike. And I'm Glenn.
Hi, I'm Todd.
I'm Jeff.
And this is the Doghouse Service Team.
Hi, I'm Dee.
And I'm Dwayne.
And I'm Kathy.
Come on in and experience the Doghouse.
Are you in the Doghouse?
Thanks for watching the NCW Life Channel as we interview the top 10 candidates. Our coverage here on the NCW Life Channel brought to you in part by Coldwell Banker Cascade, guiding you home in North Central Washington. And we welcome now candidate Alex Toth, who is the daughter of Andrew and Connie. Hi, Alex. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Getting ready for the pageant and wondering if you could tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes. So I'm a senior at Wenatchee High School. And kind of some stuff that I do is I play volleyball, which is a huge part of my life. I play piano, which is also a huge part of my life. And I love the outdoors.
Piano.
Yes.
What got you started playing piano?
Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to say my mom because I started when I was 5.
Really?
So, yeah. So it wasn't really like my own choice. But I mean,
She wasn't playing and you crawled up on her lap and said, hey, can I do this? Or?
Yeah, not a musical prodigy on that one. But I started playing chopsticks and Mary Had a Little Lamb, and that just hooked me, and now I play today.
So piano and volleyball, it's an interesting kind of mix of likes there. But for doing this, you're missing volleyball, right? I mean...
Yes, I'm missing some things, but I mean, I've kind of worked it out where I get to do a little bit of both.
Good.
So that's really good.
I know your older sister was part of this whole process.
Yes.
So what, if any, advice did she give you for this?
She did give me some advice. She just said to be myself because she's like, I like who you are, so just be yourself. I'm sure other people will too.
Why did you decide to run for Apple Blossom? Was it your sister, or was it just something, I mean, because this is a big thing to bite a piece of and chew on for a month or plus.
Yeah. Initially, I was not going to do it, and then she did it, and she had a great experience, and I saw all the things that it taught her, and I was like, you know what, like maybe I'll give it a try, and if I don't make it, then that's okay, but if I do, then it's an awesome experience, and so now I get to experience it, which is awesome.
How did you get, or why did you get involved with Unified Sports?
Okay, Unified Sports, oh my gosh, I love Unified Sports. I get to work with these kids who are really some of my best friends, and we just play basketball and we play soccer, and it's also Unified PE, so I get to work with them during the day.
For those who don't know what Unified is, what is it?
Unified is just a program where we get to work with special needs kids in our school, but also in our community. So people that graduate after 21, they come back and do the sports. And so we just get to hang out with them for about 2 hours and play sports, and they're super competitive, and some of them don't really know how to play, and so we just kind of mess around and get to travel with them. It's really, really special.
For this pandemic, for you, what's been the most challenging part?
The most challenging is kind of connecting with people, because I get to connect with my friends that I talk to every day on a daily basis, but the people that I see at school that I just specifically saw at school, like in science class or passing in the halls, I don't get to see them anymore. And so I'm like, okay, that's kind of sad. Like, I probably won't ever see them again if we don't go back to school.
What's the number one thing that adults need to understand about teenagers?
I guess that's kind of hard. I would say that they need to understand that we are going through a hard time too, and we're just trying to make the best of it, especially in this time now. It's hard, but we're just trying to find the light in this really dark time.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's not too much different for your parents too.
Yes.
We're trying to figure it out.
Yes.
What would you tell someone who's not from here the best thing about the Wenatchee Valley?
Ooh, the best thing that I think is all of the outdoors that we have. So we can have like boating or swimming in the Columbia River in the summer, and then we have Mission literally 20 minutes away in the winter, so you just get best of both worlds all year round, and I think that's awesome.
It's not a bad thing.
It's not.
So it is February 27th. The pageant's over.
Yeah.
You're queen.
Oh.
Who do you thank?
Oh my goodness. I would thank my family and friends for helping me get through this process, and then probably all the volunteers and everyone who made this possible, because I know it was not easy to follow all the guidelines and make something like this happen in a pandemic, and they made it work, so I would definitely thank them.
Anything else we need to know about Alex before we let you go?
Not really. I guess I love being outdoors, and I'm just so excited to be here and be able to do this. So,
Well, best of luck in this process.
Thank you.
Congratulations on being in the top 10.
Thank you.
You bet. Alex Toth is one of our candidates that we will see during the Cashmere Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant. It's coming up on February 27th. Our countdown to coronation that night starts at 6, and then the pageant at 7 live here on the NCW Life Channel.
Transit is ready when you are. With enhanced health and safety measures, we've installed upgraded air purifiers and safety partitions between drivers and passengers. Plus, the interior of all of our buses are thoroughly cleaned and disinfected every day. When riding Link Transit, please remember to wear a mask, maintain physical distance, sign up for transit alerts, and stay home if you are sick. Healthier transit is here. Go to linktransit.com to learn more.
Contractors, furniture makers, and weekend do-it-yourselfers around north central Washington will tell you that Lombard's Hardwood Supply is the place to get what you need. Lombard's full millwork shop can handle jobs large or small. Lombard's has a full line of interior and exterior doors available, as well as custom barn doors. From alderwood to zebrawood and everything in between, it's Lombard's Hardwood Supply on School Street in Sunny Slope. Like us on Facebook and check out our monthly special.
Absolutely gorgeous start to a Wednesday here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, as we'll check that forecast for you one more time around before we finish up the program today. Sunny skies, 44 today. Maybe some clouds moving in late tonight and into tomorrow morning with a chance of rain or snow in the morning hours tomorrow. High temperature tomorrow with a little sun in the afternoon should be around 46. We'll see partly sunny skies on Friday, and then should be sunny and dry for the weekend. High temperatures in the upper mid-40s, nighttime lows in the 30s. Grant telling us by the end of next week we could be well into the 50s. So I guess March will come in like a lamb rather than the lion whole thing. Currently in Wenatchee we have clear skies and 30 degrees. Passes are in pretty good shape as well this morning with the latest on the mountain passes from the DOT. They're telling us it's Snoqualmie Pass has a traction advisory in effect with snow and ice on the roadway. Currently 25 scattered clouds at the summit of Snoqualmie Pass. Again, just a traction advisory there. Stevens Pass has a traction tire requirement. That means chains required for the big rigs due to snow and ice on the roadway. Currently overcast and 21 at the summit of Stevens Pass. Blewett Pass this morning, a little slippery up there with some snow and ice. It is clear and 17. Traction tire advisory in effect there as well. Be sure and join us tomorrow on a Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee. We'll introduce you to 2 more candidates for the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant. We will meet Sofia Hernandez and Olga Murillo coming up tomorrow. We'll also celebrate Cassius Clay, a.k.a. Muhammad Ali, and interesting obscure holiday tomorrow. We'll keep you armed and ready for that one, if that gives you a little hint about what we may talk about tomorrow. So enjoy the National International Tortilla Chip Day today. We'll see you tomorrow morning here for a Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. And I'm probably going to have to share this bag of chips. Well, Megan, you're welcome to some of these. Okay, here we go. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.